Hello, what I'll be demonstrating for you today is the Henry Solutions iOS app for controlling the Henry Solutions 16 relay controller board. The 16 relay controller board is a Wi-Fi enabled device that allows you to turn different relays on and off through Wi-Fi communication. The controller itself is comprised of a Arduino Atmega connected to a 16 relay controller. In this case, this is a 12 volt controller, so we have 12 volt connection provided to it as well. The 16 relays are connected to a D-sub so that it can be disconnected and reconnected for different applications. The application for this specific device is as a sprinkler controller, so that technicians can turn individual sprinklers on and off while they're out in the yard, either blowing them out, checking heads, and doing different things. In the demonstration here, we'll have the controller connected to a breadboard. The breadboard has 16 LEDs on it. Each LED is powered by a 9-volt battery, with the current going back through each individual 6 of the 16 relays in the Arduino board. And we're going to shift the focus a little bit so that we can see the iOS app and the demonstration board a little bit clearer. We will start up the iPhone. Since this is a Wi-Fi app, in this case the controller is acting as an access point. You can also connect the controller to a different access point, in which case then you would set the IP address for the iOS app to whatever IP address was given through the other access point. When it acts as an access point, each and every IP address will be the same. Each time that it starts up, we'll go to settings, and under settings you can see that we're connected to the access point Henry SPR. So now that we're connected to Henry SPR, we are connected directly to the controller itself. Under settings for the Henry Solutions iOS app 16 relay controller, you can see that we have a relay key along with a relay IP address. The IP address, when it's acting as an access point, will always be 192.168.4.1. The relay key is individual to each relay controller that we produce, and it is there as to ensure that you know which controller you're talking to in case you have multiple controllers as well. The app itself is relatively simple. The first thing that happens when the app is turned on is that it is going to send a status message. That status message requests the status of the controller itself through a web service call. Down here you will see that we have a status box. The status box displays the command sent, so we sent, as it started up, we sent the command status, and then it has the results of that command, which are okay. Other than that, there's 16 buttons. Each button represents a relay. So, and then there's a refresh button, and then an all on and all off button. Each of the 16 buttons for the relays are toggles. So if we check relay 15, you will see that the LED turns on. It toggles the label to on next to the button. And we can do individuals, so we can also do LED 11, and we could do LED 6. We could go back and turn LED 15 off. So each one is a toggle. The all on and all off function along with those, so we can say all off now. It will turn any that are on off, and again, down here you'll see the status that the command sent was all off, and the results of that status of that command were okay. All on does exactly what it sounds like. It will turn all 16 LEDs on. Then if we toggle, we can turn individuals off, as well as we can turn all off. At any point you can do a refresh of the status. It's going to send the status command again, status OK, and that pretty much is what the application does. Again, practical applications for this one is a sprinkler controller. Again, you can be out in the yard, and if you want to change from one sprinkler to the next, you can choose that relay. Sprinkler controllers that this connects to are 24 volts, so you'd have a 24 volt input source that is connected to the sprinkler controller itself. Then each relay would be connected to the actual sprinkler valves, usually through the sprinkler box itself. And this keeps you from having to go back and forth to the garage each time that you need to make a new connection, make a new station turn on. Thank you. I hope this demonstrates the use of the iOS app for controlling 16 relays.